Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Caleb Likes Books. Today I have another video for you talking about my TBR for the month of November of 2024. This month I've got 5 books on my TBR. I've got one reread as usual, which is continuing a trilogy that I began last month. I have a couple of fantasy books, and I have a Star Wars book and different things like that, so it should be fun. A couple on here that I have been really looking forward to, that I am very excited about. So I have 2 Star Wars books on my TBR, and one of them is my reread for the month, which is going to be Darth Bane, Rule of Two by Drew Karpyshyn. This is the second book of the Darth Bane trilogy. I read the first book, Path of Destruction, in October, and so I am going to be reading book 2 this month, and then next month I'll be reading book 3. So I'm looking forward to this one. At time of recording this, I'm recording this a few days beforehand, but I am currently nearing the end of Path of Destruction, really enjoying it, and I am excited to read book 2. I'm curious to see, on the first read, I thought that the first book was by far my favorite of the trilogy, so I'm excited to see if book 2 or even book 3 manages to overtake it. Another Star Wars book I'll be reading is going to be the first Battlefront book, which is Twilight Company. This is one that I've had for a little bit, and one that I have been looking forward to checking out, but just haven't gotten around to yet. And I was actually going to read it earlier this year, but it just kind of get pushed back. And so I decided that, I didn't want to push it back any further. I wanted to get it done by the end of this year, so I decided to put it on for November. I've heard a lot of good things about this book as well as its sequel, Inferno Squad. So, or I guess they're not really sequels. They're both Battlefront books, but they're not really connected as far as I'm aware. But I'm looking forward to reading this one. Seems like a good, standalone set in the Imperial era. I'm excited to check it out. And the last 3 books that I have here are all fantasy books, 2 of which I'm super excited about. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. This is the final book of Mistborn Era 2, otherwise known as the Wax and Wane series. This is one I've been looking forward to for a while, and of course, a lot of other Cosmere fans have already read this, but I was waiting on it specifically because I have the first 3 Era 2 books in mass market paperback. Wanted to get The Lost Metal in the same format. Something like the Stormlight Archive, of course, book 5 is coming out soon. Something like that I'm okay with getting in hardcover because it is a continuing series. I'm probably just going to have to get all the rest of them in hardcover. Whereas this, it was only 1 out of 4 books, and so I didn't want to have to buy book 4 in hardcover. And since I wanted to read some other Cosmere stuff first, and everything, and just kind of take a little bit of a break, even though I love the Cosmere, I figured I would be fine with waiting to read this one. And so I got it in October because it came out in mass market paperback. Really excited to read this one. I've heard great things about it, and it'll be a lot of fun to dive back into Era 2, especially now that I reread Mistborn Era 1 over the summer. It'll be fun to jump back into the world of Era 2 and see maybe how it connects back to Era 1 or just the other Era 2 books. I've heard that it's a very Cosmere connective book, and now that I'm mostly caught up on the Cosmere, I think it'll be fun to check out. The next one on my TBR is going to be the Silverblood Promise by James Logan. This is the beginning of a new fantasy series, which actually is a new release. I think it just came out a few months ago, and a lot of people on BookTube were talking about it, a lot of good reviews and things like that, and I was really looking forward to checking it out, but the thing that really made me want to get it was my friend Jonathan Cohn, who has a great channel. He has, both in our private discussions and on his channel, described this as one of his favorite new release books in some time, and so I really wanted to check it out because I heard so many good things about it from other people and from him, and it seems really cool. I love the cover, so I'm excited to check it out. I think it'll hopefully be a lot of fun. The final book on my TBR is going to be Of Kings and Killers by Will White. This is the 3rd book in the Elder Empire C trilogy, and the 5th book of the Elder Empire that I'll be reading. This is a series of 2 trilogies that tie in together, and I've been reading it over the course of this year. I read books 1 and 2 in January and February, books 3 and 4 in the summer, and then I'll be finishing up the year with 5 and 6. That's how I think of them in my mind. They're two separate trilogies, but they're part of the same series. And I've really enjoyed this series so far. I really enjoyed the first couple books, the first book in each trilogy. The second book in each trilogy kind of was a step down in my opinion, but still good. So I'm looking forward to reading these, finishing up this series. It'll be interesting to see how it concludes and everything. And it's a series that I've enjoyed quite a bit, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. And then next year I'm planning to read some more of Will White's books. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of his other stuff, what I should go for next. I'm sure most people are going to recommend Cradle. That may be what I go with. Yeah, looking forward to having this series under my belt now. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of my picks. If you've read any of these before, or if you're looking into reading any of them or anything like that. If you have read them, let me know what you thought of them, and what you are also reading this month, if you have anything particular planned. Looking forward to checking all this stuff out. A lot of stuff here that I'm really excited for, so I think it'll hopefully be a lot of fun. So that's pretty much it for this video, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.